for me, this is a tremendous experience. I have been wondering, an Arab poet who has no any physical connection with Malayalam literature has been translated a great work into Arabic. More than 51 poems have been translated by Dr. Shihab Ghanem. Let me tell you, the image of Malayalam poetry and Arabic poetry has been entirely different. There are so many differences between the images of Malayalam poet and the images of Arabic poet. Mm-hmm. How can you link between these images? That means a Malayalam image. How can you link into Arabic poetry?
You know what I like about most of your Kerala poets, the Malayalam poets, and I have translated a cross-section of all the well-known ones in the 20th century, is that their poetry, it has a lot of humanistic touches, and sometimes also political, sometimes you know, full of feelings and so on. But at the same time, even amongst the modern poets, like say Sachidanandan, what they say is easy to understand. It is not, you know, a lot of the modern poetry nowadays, it's so vague, you don't know what they are saying. And if it is so vague, then you cannot translate it because you don't know, you are not sure what the poet means. But here, it's not that difficult to understand the meaning. But the images are new, original, and at the same time, they're easy to understand. So translation means you have first to understand what you are reading and translating. And therefore, that's what I enjoyed, that it conveys a lot of feeling, a lot of meaning, but at the same time, it is and a lot of originality and newness, but it's not closed. It's not closed. And unfortunately, in some of the pseudo poetry, whether it's in modern Arabic or in English or in other languages, you have that closed picture and you don't know what exactly the vagueness to the extent that it's difficult to penetrate. That is not the case here. And also, you know, I have, in this book, I have translated 80 poems from, I have translated 80 poems from 12 languages, and I'm also
12 Indian languages.
12 different Indian languages, all the major languages, yes, like Bengali, like Hindi, like and so on, Tamil, and it was the same experience also. You find that there is this richness and the originality, and I love this originality because you have that enjoyment of the experience, and maybe the Tamil, because the Malayalam particularly, Malayalam poetry is, I think, one of the richest of the Indian languages in poetry. That's what my limited experience tells me. And I mean, you have major poets like Kamala Suraya, like Sachidanandan, and many others, you know. But that's why I have focused, made after that a whole selection from just Sachidanandan, and now I'm doing this very interesting book Ya Allah by Kamala Suraya. This is a very interesting book because if you read Sufi or spiritual poetry, and this I'm doing it through the translation by Kalim Ahmed, Ya Allah, and this is an experience in a whole book devoted to just one experience of one poet who embraced Islam, and the happiness she was feeling and the experience she was going through of a person who was searching for the truth, searching for Allah all these years, and she has been able to transpose that experience into poetry, poems,